Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Folk in Scotland, where I've just been here for 5 minutes getting shouted at. You've got tension in you. You've got tension.
I had a coffee.
Oh,
I'm not. How come I hate people that make me do any work. That's a special place in hell for people. I don't mind. See if you're in the you're at the barricades and you're both fucking building the barricades together.
okay.
And when the hordes come, that's fine. See, some
You
cunt
watch too much Viking stuff.
some cunt that phones you and says, "I want you to build a barricade.
I like your t-shirt.
I want you, so, Kate Ross. I want you to build a barricade, and I want you to man a barricade. What about you, Jim? I'll be miles away. So what, you've made me work? Oh yeah.
What you're saying is you wouldn't volunteer
No.
to build the
But
barricade
there's a breed
because-
of people that get you to do work.
because you hate volunteers, apparently.
I despise volunteers.
I don't understand that.
One of the Nolans is dead on a lighter, sadder note. It's been
What's
quite
wrong
a
with
cull.
volunteer? No. What's wrong with volunteers?
Hateful people.
Why?
If any job
Mm-hmm.
is worth doing,
Mm-hmm.
it should be paid.
I like how you've shifted to the right quite heavily.
No.
You've shifted. No.
No.
You've shifted to the right.
No.
You've shifted
I
to the right.
remember
Mein
what,
Führer.
what they said. I remember
Mhm.
David Cameron. He was like this.
You did say you wouldn't know if you shifted to the right.
No, I have. No, I haven't. I've clearly not. No. What's the left? No. No, the volunteerism is a right wing proposal.
It is. Okay.
The right the right would love you to just work for free. The left wing attitude is wages for a fair wage for everybody.
I understand it, but there's people.
David Cameron,
There's people who give their time, their energies,
don't
and
do it.
all the time, and they give it for free because they
Madness.
choose to.
Madness.
No, not because it's about payment. They don't want paid.
Oh well, fuck that.
Do you not
If-
understand that
No,
though?
I don't understand that concept.
You don't need paid. You're one to help.
David
Right,
Cameron.
you're one to help others, and you don't want anything for it.
No, it's madness.
The reward is in helping others.
No, it's not. People are awful. David Cameron. his
Slipping
whole
to the
thing-
right.
No, it's a left. No. I'm telling you. Who can afford to generally
I know what you're
vol-
telling me, but I also know what I'm seeing.
People who can generally volunteer. I deal with volunteers from time to time. They're good intentioned, snobby cunts. And they just come in. They think that white saviours, they like to come in and they do stuff. In
I
effect,
think that's a
David-
very dangerous, cynical view.
David Cameron wanted, his whole thing was, oh God, you had to check people. I mean, the dangerous people working with children is not the professional person. Say you had a paid organisation and it was teachers. Teachers are paid, they're checked, your children are fairly safe.
I
with them.
believe Lucy Letby was a bit of a risk around kids.
Yeah. Aye.
She was trained.
Yeah. But, Dunblane, volunteer.
But volunteers, I think
They don't get
someone
checked.
who'd done a mass murder and saying, you know what it was? Look, volunteer. That's a dangerous,
I
very
was at my-
cynical.
I was at- I
You're
was-
too cynical. No, stop. Your cynicism, right, it wells up too quick now. It wells up too quick. Who hurt you? Someone touched you.
No, it's a life of it. I've seen it. There was
No, I can't be
volunteers
cynical.
swilling about my work. And
Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck's this guy? Who's this?
I
And I went into a situation
yeah.
where I saw, let's just be saying, contact
Contact.
between this volunteer,
Uh-huh.
unknown volunteer,
Okay.
not a local man, a guy that is washed up here. Nobody knows his background. He's
Okay.
not checked.
Well, that's
There's no
error.
yeah.
You should check
And he just
people.
swarmed in, and I went to my management and said, I'm not happy with this because we get checked. And back in the day, I got checked. My mum, her school friend, worked as a civilian a staff member in the police station in my hometown. They reach out to your hometown
Yeah, you get
to
checked
see that there's
everywhere.
because you could
There's
have
no
had
history.
you could have had a history. This guy washed up, and I'll be honest with you, and the volunteers I've met, incompetence. I was doing a thing. I was working in another building in the council, and we're doing these tours, and it was a church environment,
Okay.
and there was volunteers at the church, and this fat fucker waddled over, looked like a pedophile, and he just started making work for me. He was going out into the streets, and he got a gang of Polish people, none of them spoke English, to go on the tour. And I said to him, what the fuck are you up to? What are you doing? Oh, I'm just being kind. And I says, no. Professionalism. People should get paid. I'm not saying you should get paid a lot of money necessarily. I like if you're a pensioner and you are a professional in something. If you want to volunteer, that's absolutely fine. The thing I dislike is, as a working person, working with volunteers. I think they're a nightmare. Honestly.
I can understand to a
in
certain degree,
yeah.
but also your cynicism bleeds into everything. You have to be very careful with that.
Not necessarily.
I'm cynical. I'm very cynical.
Not necessarily.
But you have to be careful.
Like this.
Bring a bit of joy to life.
No, but pay people.
I understand, but I'm not talking about this taking advantage of volunteers. I'm not talking about, well, hopefully you work for nothing and less. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who say want to give their time. And I'm not talking about paedophiles. I'm not talking about weirdos. I'm talking about people who just want to give their time
young people.
to help.
Young people.
Yeah.
Young people, that's a bloody apartheid. Young people, say you want to get a job in London, they're like, that's fine, you can go and intern at a place.
No, I'm not talking about interns. I'm not talking about companies taking it. No,
but if you say...
I'm not talking about
pay,
companies taking advantage. I'm against that.
You work for a charity, you're a volunteer for a charity, the fucking CEO of the companies of the charity is getting a fortune. It's fucking shocking.
I understand what you're saying, but there's also a tremendous amount of people that give their time to help in something for nothing because they might care about it.
But it's a stopgap. Dundee City Council. It's a you know my feelings in Dundee. There's litter everywhere.
Yeah.
They encourage like the locals just to go out and volunteer and pick up the litter, which is fine. But you're like that. Pay somebody to do it.
I
Give
agree.
somebody a wage.
I agree, but there's a cut-off point there.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, we have a cleaner that comes in the building.
Yeah.
But I wash and clean
every
week my bit.
Off the stuff outside my house, exactly.
But people have told me someone's paid to do that.
Oh no, I don't like that attitude.
And then they've given me the thing, if you keep doing that, they won't have a job.
Yeah.
Well, they will, because I don't do it all.
You know my attitude. I like community spirit. If people do small acts of kindness in their neighbourhood.
And that's all I'm talking about.
Great. Yeah, no.
And you can't be paid for small acts of kindness.
No.
And you can't be paid
no, but
for
I'm not
someone
expecting that. But no, I'm not speaking about that small. That of course you shouldn't be paid to put fucking macaroni cheese into Mrs. McGlumferty 4 doors up.
And that's people volunteering.
That's. But I'm speaking about within a professional environment. I don't rate volunteers I've worked with in my life. I just don't rate them.
I understand what you're saying, but let's not be cynical.
And I don't know. It's not that I don't just rate them. I can't say too much, but there's a lot of organisations where there's voluntary people, tend to be well-off retired people. I can't word this without giving stuff away. And
be careful.
And they come sauntering in like they're self-important. They're not being paid.
Yeah,
but they're getting their fucking balls tickled.
Well, I understand that's
so they're not.
Probably
and you're saying I'm being cynical.
They're
not doing it for good reasons.
Oh, I'm sure that happens.
I just don't like.
I'm sure that happens.
My experience, not happy with it at all. You wouldn't want it. No, just these strange people shoulder up. There's a type of people that just love to put on a fucking. The art world's full of it. They give them robes and badges. It's honorifics.
Well, maybe that if it can happen, it can happen, and I believe everything you're saying.
Yeah,
and would agree with it.
Yeah,
but equally, there's going to be people there that are there for the best of intentions.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to do voluntary. You shouldn't have to do voluntary work to go up a ladder. Young people, they're exploiting them. If they're saying, you can come and work for this company.
No, that's not. No. I am against.
But that's a mindset.
I am against it. It should be illegal.
But then all you should then it's quite a simple way of dealing with all of this. You say any job, if it's worth doing, it's worth being paid. You think I'm doing your job, I'm getting paid. It's just simple. You don't have to get paid a foot. But I know people who were going through to Edinburgh on their own expense with the promise of sometimes maybe getting a job.
No, that's wrong. No, that's wrong.
Because the next lot, they just replace you.
And that's wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm on your side with that 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But should there be a value in kindness?
No, but that's not what I'm saying, mate.
We're not talking about anything else then.
Terry Wogan worked for a charity. Terry Wogan got paid. You do children in need. So you're watching children in need, and everybody's doing all this acts of charity on their own expense. The whole structure is that everybody telling you to volunteer is getting paid.
I understand that.
So that's elitism. The top are always getting paid.
That's the nature of it.
No, but simply, all you say is, I'll do the job, I'll do the kindness, of course you will. It's not being mercenary, it's just you're being paid. And I think it's going to... It's a solution. It's quite simple. Because I've had volunteers... People think you're a volunteer, they think you're a soft touch. I've been told countless times in the last little while, thank you very much. Oh, I take it you're working on New Year's Day. No. They think I'm a volunteer. And they think, a volunteer will come in on New Year's Day because they're a sucker. Whereas a paid man, he's like, I'm not I'm not coming in. It's a holiday. I need that day off.
I'm just hearing more cynicism.
No, it's my lived experience.
Your lived experience is nonsense. But
I've worked in council jobs for a long time, and that's my experience. It is
a long time.
A long time.
No, that's not your experience.
It is.
It's not.
How?
This is what you see through your filter.
No, it's not a filter.
Of course it's a filter.
I speak to people. I'm a good judge of character. I meet people.
You're not. You've talked to me for 5 years and I hate you.
It's a good judge of character, and I've realised that person's not doing this for the right reasons. People love...
Filter.
There's a lot of people...
I have a huge filter problem.
Yeah.
Everything goes in and it comes out. And I've been with people where we've had the same experience together. And I talk about it and they're like, I don't know where you were.
Yeah. No.
It's filter.
A lot of people love working in a soup kitchen. They're like, oh, I'm giving me Jimmy a scone.
Yeah.
Makes them feel better about themselves in a weird way.
I understand that some people think you get a medal for being kind or anything like that.
But that's not me. I'm not cynical to that degree.
You don't get that.
I'd help people out all day long. But there's just
there's no reward for kindness. And there's nothing like that. And especially if you go, well, I feel better about myself.
No, there is a reward.
Fine.
There is a reward for kindness, to be perfect. There's a reward.
Kindness is its own reward.
Well, there's a reward for
but you
kindness.
don't get a fucking medal for it. You don't get paid.
In a community, back in the day, when where I lived, people were kind to each other out of sheer necessity.
Yes.
People shared stuff because nobody had anything. So you had to be open door to everybody because you might be in the position and everybody had. As soon as people bought their council houses and got their big telly, the kindness dropped off heavily.
Well, that could be something that you could look at as a society. And when I talk like this, usually, kindness, especially in today's society, is considered weakness.
No.
Oh, I'm telling you. I've said this to so many people, and they're like, oh, you're just a fucking doormat for people. You're there.
No, but it's a different...
Right, someone moves into the unit, right? I make them feel well. I go, hi, look, there's the sack barrel. Use that move because if they're carrying stuff. And I've had people say to me, they'll just think you're an easy touch now. And you're like, you're just being nice.
No, but
there's no harm in that.
I'm not against kindness.
There's no harm in that.
It's a bit specific. I'm just very much against volunteering when you should be paid. And I think you get a better service from somebody who's fucking paid to do the job.
But you're also talking about slightly different to what I'm bringing up, is there's some positions that people don't want to be paid for. They don't want paid. They want to be of assistance to their fellow man or creature or something.
It's all just...
They don't need paid.
It's all dust in the end.
They don't need paid. And that's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
There's kindness in the world, and it's perfectly okay. And this takes us to our first question that came in the other day.
Who from? Was this a volunteer?
This is from a friend of ours, a volunteer, Athena. And she said, ask something that I don't think you can answer, and I think it's just going to make this situation we've just been talking about a lot worse.
Okay.
She's asked for 6 things you like about the podcast and the Folkers.
God, that's complex.
No, it's not. If this was directed to me, I could talk all day what I like about this show, what I like about doing it, what I like about how it's delivered, what I like about how the interaction's grown, what the show's grown. I could talk about the people that I know, how I could talk about this all day.
Is this aimed at me?
This is directly to you. I'm not included.
You know I'm not.
I'm not included.
You know I'm not a gusher.
Oh,
I don't like to gush.
Now I've got a pen.
Right.
So I'm going to write down just in like the marks you put on a prison wall, the number of things that you can. Now, I want 3 things that you like about the show, and not just fucking look into the. Tell me honestly what you like about the show, and then what you like about the Folkers. Now, I can see you laughing because you have nothing,
Oh, I've everything.
and you're struggling already.
I'm going. You
So
ready?
I want
I'm
you-
red hot. I'm coming in.
Like,
I'm coming in. You know, an American battleship.
Yeah,
I'm
this
a
is-
fighter jet.
this is called wasting time,
I'm
this is
coming
what
in
you
hot.
do. This is your little technique. You go on these little tangents to give yourself a bit of time to get a fucking answer. Look at you panicking.
No, it's coming.
panicking.
There's no panic.
Athena knows what
There's
she's
no
done
panic. This seat is very comfortable.
here. No,
That's about the podcast.
no, it's not.
That's about the podcast.
No, it's not. You know what's going on.
I like
You
I like what we've created in this space. The seat is one of these things.
Okay.
I think this space.
Okay.
I've watched other podcasts. I think the whole podcast media may be crashing down.
I'm going to give
But-
you half.
No, the space. That's important.
I'm going to give you a half.
That's very important.
Because you have mentioned it before.
There's a lot of thought gone into this. I always bring things. I found a Dalek the other day that's going to go here.
Right. Okay.
So I find this soothing. I find this as a space.
Mm-hmm.
Could we volunteers?
Yes.
Jesus.
Uh-huh.
I do like, there is a camaraderie.
With who?
Some of the listeners, I find them to be quite interesting.
Well, it's funny because you've never said that until you've been asked and put yourself in a bit of a. I
That's
would
not
call it
bind.
a bit of a corner.
Some of them
You've,
are.
you've been backed into a
Some
bit
of
of a
them,
corner.
I wouldn't say. I find them interesting.
Okay.
You know when you're standing at a bus stop.
Because you've described them as I fucking hate them.
No, I don't hate. I don't hate
Well,
them.
you've kind of
Love
described
it-
that.
love and
you've
hate.
said it many times on the podcast.
Love and hate are
Okay.
two sides of the
Well,
same
what we
coin.
could do is we know there's some people that know every word we've said in the last 5 years.
Okay.
And they will be going, no, you've kind of said you've hated them. And once when you've been cornered, you went, oh, they're quite interesting. So,
I find you what this dynamic.
Yes.
You are.
Okay,
You're
it's
the-
on to me now.
No, but
Okay.
you're the large-breasted,
Mhm.
a fertile mother figure.
Okay.
You're like one of those carved sculptures in stone. It's big buttocks.
I'm not offended
So
by
you
this.
know this is you.
Yeah.
I'm the stern father, and some
Mm.
people need a stern father. But at the end of the day,
I think you've been more described as as an angry man-child.
well, sometimes I will say to them, "Well done."
I think that's been more accurate.
how I picture them.
Yeah.
This is my honest opinion. Honesty.
I've still
here.
not got anything you like yet.
No, this is what I'm going down
You've
to.
actually started complaining.
No, I'm not complaining. You know, Babe.
The pig.
Yes,
Love it.
I see the listeners as babes. I'm
Okay.
James Cromwell,
Yeah.
and one of these days
Mhm.
I'm going to go with them.
So you're superior.
No,
This is somebody
no.
saying,
No.
okay.
James Cromwell just stands there.
Mhm.
The actual skill is with Babe. Babe's a
Okay.
skillful one. James Cromwell's just a farmer.
Okay. Do you remember the question?
Yeah,
6
so,
things
I
that you
said
like about the
the
show.
environment.
That's half.
No, that is a This is the environment for a podcast. Very big. I'm proud of what we've achieved
You
here.
were asked, what do you like about it? I like my seat. I don't think you
A
know
seat-
what she's asking.
A seat is
you
part
know
of it. Right, I said, I find them interesting, and I've had a wee chuckle once or twice. Some of them
Okay.
are remarkably talented. There's been some nice memes.
Okay.
Some of them have made some nice gifts. There's been some interesting. That cock thing. If this podcast failed tomorrow, that is
That'll
the last.
never
in,
move.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's
last.
gonna stay
That's
there.
the last in legacy. That should be
Yeah.
in the V&A.
I absolutely
That's
agree.
now. That's two things.
Now I know someone that works there now. I might take it along.
Take it down.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Mark Sturton.
One
I
person.
like Mark
You
Sturton.
like Mark
Well, I like
Sturton?
them all, but Mark Sturton because he shows even when you're severely handicapped,
Yeah.
mentally
Mm-hmm.
and physically,
Yeah.
you can go off your arse and do stuff.
He does show that.
He is the epitome of what people weighed down with issues.
And I've seen him topless.
Yeah, can yeah.
Still having nightmares.
He's knived up. He'll be back,
Right.
and I feel like that's a good dynamic. That's 3 things
Okay.
because he's shown us a bit of showbiz.
Okay.
Showbiz.
Something else you like about this?
This podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Eh,
Mm-hmm.
it's made me right. Okay.
Okay.
I do think about it. You say I don't do any research, but I do. I watch other podcasts, even when I don't like them,
Mm-hmm.
to just see how do we sit. And when I compare us to them,
Mm-hmm.
we're the best Scottish podcast for sure.
Okay.
I've watched a lot of Scottish podcasts. They're all fucking terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Our one's good.
Okay.
Uh,
So wait, one of the things you like about this podcast is you
We're
watch other podcasts.
the thing I like about this podcast, listen, we are better
Okay.
than the majority of other podcasts I've listened to.
Back to the elitism again. Okay, I'll give you that.
I think we're
You
better.
still need one more and one more about the Folkers. Because I
Um,
could talk about this all day. I could do a 10-hour podcast.
but you're a
I
gusher.
could go in detail.
But you gush. I don't gush. I'm
You,
not-
you talk non-stop.
yeah, but just about no. I don't believe in gushing. I don't.
But this is not gushing. This is
No, it's gushing.
analysing.
You would just sit down and just say to people reasons. This is like a fucking 1990s rom-com. Reasons I love you, and then you just
No,
sit.
that's not what you... Did you hear the question?
Well,
What do you like
I'll-
about the thing you do?
I liked meeting foreign people.
What?
Well, international.
We are international.
No, but that's what I like about it as well. It's not just the listeners.
Okay, I'll give
If
you
we were
three.
uniquely a Dundee thing,
Yeah.
like the majority of Dundee celebrities, we are largely, if not completely, unknown in Dundee.
Okay.
But our reach,
Okay.
Dundee is like a dirty collar, grimy collar.
Okay.
But we have reached past the collar,
Uh-huh.
and our fingers are tickling out into the universe.
Okay.
International.
One more. I'll give you. That's three about the focus. And I'm going to leave it up to the focus to decide whether you're being genuine or not, or just making up something on the spot,
No.
and then pontificating and adding flowery fucking sentences to make it distracted.
I'm not gushing on them.
So we don't realise. No, you don't need to
I-
gush. You don't. This is what I talk about with you. You don't need to gush to be nice. You're just being nice. What do you like about it? And then you pontificate, and then you fucking manoeuvre and handbrake turn your words around things so people go, what the fuck just happened?
Well,
Did I just hear a sentence? I don't know.
But I don't. What
That's what just happened.
You're getting me wrong here because here's the thing
Possibly.
about my personality.
Possibly.
I don't
It's my
spend
life
time.
experience with you.
But I don't spend my time reaching out and saying how much I love people
Oh, I
because
know
I don't want that in return.
that.
I don't have a hole in my personality where I need positive stuff from people,
Do you
and I
think
don't think they need it either.
that giving love to someone or respect or anything like that, you get it in return?
No.
What world have you been
No,
living in?
but what do they need it for? I like things that are kind of unspoken.
How about just general respect?
I respect people.
I don't feel you do. Right,
Who do
one
I
more
not
thing.
respect?
Me?
Oh, why do I not respect you?
You never have.
Why have I not respected?
Oh my God. But we're not talking about me. Let's move on to one more thing you like about the
this
show.
is all very heated. One
It's
more
ve-
thing
it's-
about the
it's-
show.
It's just no.
The-
It's my life experience.
I've actually been quite pleasant to you. The majority of other people don't get this 5-star treatment.
5-star. One more thing.
The potential. That's what I like about it. The
Oh
potential.
no, I'm not letting you away with that.
The potential. No, I feel.
Potential doesn't exist
Well,
unless
yes,
it's realised.
but it will because we've got all that in the bank, all those episodes, and it's got
Okay,
potential.
I'll give you- so-
and I feel like it's just.
I'm gonna
it's
ask Athena.
It's just.
It's about to go.
Just.
I feel the same.
You know what we're like? I
What?
watched a thing the other day, and it was Papua New Guinea,
Oh,
and there's a nemapode bird, and it digs down and it
Mhm.
lays its eggs in volcanic soil. Large egg, mainly yolk. And these
Oh.
little birds hatch.
right.
And then they sit there, and the sand's quite loose, so they can just about breathe. And then they make their way to the surface. That's us. That's us. We're just something, just a couple more leg kicks.
I think
no, another
you're
thing
the
I like. Here's
verbal
another-
equivalent
Uh
of adamantium shields,
huh. What?
where it's just this rare thing
Uh-huh.
where it's there, it's a shield,
I don't have a shield.
but nothing gets through it.
Why
Nothing
do you-
gets through
Why
it.
do you need to be open to the universe?
I'm not saying you're open. I'm saying
Your life experience.
I'm saying in your words. You just you can deflect anything with your words.
But I don't.
I've even forgot what the question was now.
You said 6 things, and I covered
oh,
it
that's
clearly.
it, 6.
Let's see. What,
Well, I know that's
read
it's
them
up,
out.
it's
Read.
not up to me.
Let's read what you wrote.
It's not up to
Let's
me.
see what you wrote down. What did you? What did I, what
It
have I-
wasn't directed to
what have
me.
I said?
It was. I didn't write anything down. I wrote marks. I agree. You've done 6, but that's up to Athena to say if you've done 6 or not.
Oh,
That's up to her. Now,
is there
Ian-
a reward? Is there a chocolate star?
no, you're volunteering.
Volunteering.
Ian Rockcliffe.
Do-do. See, I like doing that.
You like
7.
that?
7.
7.
Do-do-do-do. I like Ian. He's a nice
Morning
guy.
all.
Find him interesting.
I have made 2 big mistakes this week. One, reading a Daily Mail article. We've all done it.
Oh.
You read an article
No.
and then it's redone and you go, oh, Daily Mail, I've read it. It
It's
happens.
the Daily Heil because they support Hitler.
It's something, you always get caught out.
Yeah.
Then 2, reading the comments on the same article. It got me thinking
no.
recently, no matter what type of video article I'm looking at, comments always end up with some right-wing anti-immigrant comments in the video in question. It has nothing to do with politics. This is true. The more popular the video, the more these comments. It takes seconds to work out they come from fake bot accounts.
Yeah, thousands.
Trying to make us think that voting right-wing is the only way to save the country. Someone has to be paying for these fake comments. Just remember, I don't believe everything you read. Keep up the good work. Listening to you talk shite has become one of the highlights of my week. Thanks, Ian. I appreciate that, but it's true. Because if you look on YouTube right now, all the comedians are right-wing, all the pundits are right-wing,
Yeah.
all the attitudes are right-wing, everything. That's not true. It's not true.
It's to scare you into submission.
Yeah.
The right wing culture's terrible.
It's just not true.
Look at just right wing art. Hitler's time. The stuff that Hitler thought was degenerate was
Yeah.
beautiful, and
Yeah.
he just wanted to replace it with rubbish.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at right wing American art, that guy who does all those fucking paintings of Trump,
Yeah.
you
And
know
what
the
about
guy I mean?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
But what about the right-wing comedy?
Right wing comedy's
It's terrible.
Right wing movies.
And then there's nothing worse than a bunch of millionaire comics talking about their right-wing views and the left.
You know what the
it's
high
fucking
you know
horrible.
what the high point of right wing culture is?
What's that?
It's the kind of Nazi march shit that woman did. Lenny, she did the candlelit processions.
Oh yeah.
There's a strength of the will shit.
Yeah.
And whatever you say about it, it's kind of fucking mesmerising.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all they can do. Marchy shit,
Mhm.
fucking biceps.
You always hear-
it's garbage.
I don't like Nazis, but they had good uniforms.
Yeah.
Well, that means you like Nazis.
Yeah. No, the right wing stuff's terrible. And you get right wing comedians periodically that say, oh, the left's fucking namby-pamby. You need spaces for right wing comedians. And all of them that I've listened to, British ones I'm
Yeah.
speaking about, are malcontents and unpleasant.
Mm-hmm.
They're terrible.
It's like this. They always say like Jordan Peterson and people like that. They've got into this man thing where men, these rich people go, oh, it's really hard to be a man, and this relates
Why
to
is it
young
hard
men.
to be a man?
Do you know what it is? It's not that. I think there's a little gap in society, and for young men, there used to be like boxing clubs. There used to be things like that. Because
There
when
used to
you're
be
young,
football.
you've got fucking energy.
Football hooliganism.
Yeah, you've got energy.
Yeah.
And this has been kind of stifled. Not that I want football hooliganism,
No,
but it's been stifled. And
Do you think sometimes a lot of young men
they need an
they
outlet.
struggle in, for example, the office environment?
100%.
What I've noticed a big difference is
100%. Yeah.
in my time working not with volunteers, the workies that come to the building
Yeah.
25 years ago, it's like, all right, have you seen that? Fucking this and that. That's not the environment now.
Mm-hmm.
They're a completely different breed of people, and it's a far better environment.
I
So make it-
understand that
but
in one aspect.
I can understand there is this.
Mhm.
There's a male thing, males wanting to prove themselves, and maybe that's been cut off. But the answer's not that grotesque. Fucking Aaron Tate guy.
No, it's not
He's
that.
grotesque.
Don't think I'm going down that route. It's that you've all got to be alpha males and that, but you need to get your energy out. It's like you ask any mum with young boys, run them. You need to run, boys. It's very
Get
different.
them like in a hamster wheel.
Same thing. Same
Here's
thing.
one. See, you play computer games.
Very much.
Say if you're playing a computer game, a shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
Is there an adrenaline? Is there a slight notion you're under threat?
Yes. Yes.
It does con the mind into thinking there's an
bit.
adventure element. Okay.
But you're just sitting there doing nothing. You
yeah,
need
you're
a bit
just
of
sitting there.
ride. And it's as silly as this. Go and ride a bike. Go and do.
But
You need that energy
my
out.
experience
Young
as
men
a,
do.
My experience as a kid, I didn't like any of that shit. I did boys' league for a while.
Mhm.
Terrible, because it was full of like middle-aged. God, they'd been younger than me than I am now, but middle-aged guys, failures, who they were volunteering, but
Mhm.
they were like trying to live vicariously through. They were managing teams of boys, and that
Yeah.
was shit. There was this weird. Ugh. Then the scout movement, and the scout movement, which I thought would have been quite good. I wanted to light fires and do all that kind of stuff, but it got a little bit petty and silly as well.
I understand that, and I wasn't really a part of anything like that, but you still had in one aspect, a very physical life
Yeah.
where you were outdoors, you were riding.
You remember
were-
being a kid and you hung about in
running.
gangs of boys,
yeah,
and you would make gang huts
yeah.
and you would light fires.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a weird, like, fantasy life people had. You'd make
Mhm.
up these fucking silly adventures.
Mm-hmm.
You'd go away camping for the weekend. You felt like you were in Lord of the Rings or
Yes,
something.
yeah.
The minute ladies come into the equation,
Ruined.
that didn't seem so interesting.
Ruined.
My dad's got a theory
But
that boys and girls should be taught separately up until a certain point.
you know, God,
Does that make sense?
it doesn't.
with
in
kids-
one aspect, yeah.
As soon as boobs appear, it's not so much the boob,
Mm-hmm.
it's the male gaze of the boob. Nobody's concentrating in a class when you've hit puberty and there's
Mm,
boobs in the
That's a
room.
good point.
We had some teachers who had boobs.
I remember I had a pencil,
Uh-huh.
and do you remember they were made like a rubber, and it would bend a certain way, and it was sexy as fuck.
I had a pen
That
that
was
you
just a
turn upside
hormone.
down, the clays would come off.
Oh no, mine was just a pencil.
Cleo Raucus, man.
I'm
Cleo Raucus.
not talking about Andrew Tate and all this alpha male shit. I'm just talking about boys need run.
There
It's
is
just true.
people, men and women.
I
are-
needed it.
Men and women are very different.
Mm-hmm. You're allowed to say that,
Yeah.
and you need run.
Well, but the Nazis knew that. The Nazis knew that boys, you could take them. They're a very kind of
Impressionable.
susceptible
Yes.
to bullshit. But it's male role models. Is the ones they're going for are very strange.
It's
very
I
strange.
don't like it, but that's what happens if there's
Russell
a
Brand-
vacuum.
Well, I was watching a podcast, doing my
Mhm.
research, as I said I did, because I love the podcast. We do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's Russell Brand has decided he's wanting to fucking hoover up some of the Tate brothers fan base. So he's got all in and how good Andrew Tate is. He's like a Jesus figure. So he's
What a piece of shit.
now Andrew Tate is a bad enough role model, but
Mhm.
imagine as a man you want Russell Brand as a role model of how.
God, you're
what's-
going to get touched.
It's-
It's
I'm
just
still
awful.
not 100%
Okay.
fucking satisfied with Bear Grylls over all this shit.
No, not at all.
Are you?
When's his
Has
arrest
anybody
coming?
has anybody interviewed him and said, Bear, why do you is religion? Are you? Is it, can you pull the Christianity forgiveness route?
Oh, it's always
And I
forgive.
think he believes
But
in all that shit.
isn't the saying is that I prayed every day. I prayed
Yeah.
every day to God to get a bike, and a bike never came.
No, it never did.
So one day I stole a bike, and I
Yeah.
prayed for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Niall John Fraser. Greetings from China, boys. Goron seems to like his scran. Can I ask,
Oh,
has he ever air fried a haggis? This is not a euphemism, although it should be.
I don't
should be.
have an air fryer. Everybody's got one.
Get it.
Yeah, I love haggis.
Well,
I've done
I might do it because I love a haggis.
done haggis tempura. Lovely.
Oh, that sounds
Haggis
nice.
Haggis is very versatile.
Haggis is a good food.
A haggis sandwich, man.
It's got a meme around the haggis and that, but it tastes great.
I've done it myself. You've
Not
met,
with neeps though.
Yeah, I love neeps.
Oh
and ties.
God.
I've met a. It's like it's a diamond. It's a king of vegetables. The neep.
The neep can't stand it.
Never had neep soup.
I don't like
You
it.
can make
It's
wine.
too
out-
fragrant.
You can make exactly.
I don't like
you
it.
can make perfume out of neeps.
Yeah, I
You
don't
can
like
make
it.
neep beer. You can make neep wine. Delightful.
Oh, yeah, disgusting.
I've done it myself. I've met a tourist,
Yeah.
and then you feel yourself, and as you're doing it, you're like, "Fuck, I'm going there." You've got, "Have you ever tried haggis?" And they go, "Haggis."
Oh, it's just got
Yeah.
horrible things in it, and it's
Yeah.
no. Try it.
Try it.
Oh, British food is bland. No. Try it.
The
Spicy.
best commercially available haggis is
Yeah.
McSween's haggis.
It's nice.
But if you're doing anything, go to your local butcher and
Yeah.
get their own.
Just get their
haggis.
own one, so it's
Wonderful, wonderful,
So there you go. Good point.
spicy. Yeah.
Chris Shadwins. Good morning, gents. I was thinking about delayed Butlerfest, and rather than have it turn into a Ja Rule Firefest fiasco, maybe just bring back celluloids and do a single film.
Mm.
That's a good idea.
There's a podcast I listen to occasionally, doing research because I love podcasts and I love this podcast. And it's how did this get made? And normally they do bad movies,
Okay.
but periodically they get thrown a bone and they'll give quite a positive spin on a movie.
Okay.
And Den of Thieves 2, have you seen Den of Thieves?
No, but I see two's coming.
Two's coming out. They're up the Butler. Butler's been pumped up.
Oh.
But to start the show, they said, then we've got a guest talk. It was Jerry Butler phoning in, promoting his movie.
Okay.
Fuck. Energy, man.
Oh.
7 a.m. I
Is
don't.
it a certain kind of energy?
He's sprinkling something in these fucking haggis fritters. Mental. But they were watching Dracula 2000, which we watched.
Oh, wonderful.
And the woman in the podcast didn't know it was Jerry Butler. Because if you think of Jerry Butler, you
He's
think of
changed.
this beefy.
He's got a face like Mel Gibson now.
How do you get so gigantic in your 50s?
You don't.
You can't be.
Haggis is good, but it's not that good.
But Jerry in Dracula 2000s, he's quite lean. He's got
Skinny.
quite a concave chest.
Skinny
Get
guy.
that wee concave
Yeah.
chest guys used to get. He's fucking massive. Massive
So-
Jerry. That's not early living because you know he's just having like a chopped salad.
Yeah, exactly. Sure, the great works of the Big Shagger Jerry are excellent viewing, but even some other schlocky flick would be fine. Just a thought. Cheers and have a great show. Things have been chaotic here, and that's why it's all been bleh. But I think you're right. We'll do one, and we'll just call it Butler Fest.
Yeah.
It's just been
I
so
think-
chaotic.
I think now's the time we reach out to Jerry.
And just
'Cause
get him
he's-
on here.
He's wanting to advertise that film. I think he's put the house.
He's no phoning here. He's coming in.
I hope it's not.
I bought mics.
I hope he's not invested his LA house.
Oh God.
That LA shit's terrifying. Watching stuff, people driving about, it's fucking. Athena,
Mm-hmm.
Does she live in that area? Where did she live in America?
I have no idea.
She's now in Italy, Spain.
We'll call it. We'll call
Europe.
It, could be anywhere.
She could be anywhere. She's independently wealthy. I've been listening to a podcast about the
She sells throwing knives.
pistachio wars.
Oh,
So LA,
yeah.
if LA was left to its own devices, it had no water pipeline.
Okay.
LA couldn't get bigger than fucking Alyth. It would be a tiny
Not
place.
big. Not big.
Tiny.
Yeah.
It pipes in all its water from
Yeah.
450 miles plus away.
Mm-hmm.
It gets water from other states.
Okay.
Back in the day, where all the rich people live on the hillside,
Mm-hmm.
you'd have the snow would fall in the mountains
Okay.
during the winter, really hard winters, and then it would melt during the summer. And there was the largest lake was in California, and this was a meltwater lake. And in the summertime, you'd have bears and elk. It was just a paradise.
Okay.
That's all gone. That's all been drained.
Oh no.
And now what they do is, you know the famous footage. This is why human beings. You say I'm cynical about human beings, but this is what makes me a bit cynical.
Don't be hurt.
No,
Don't be hurt.
I'm not hurt. You
Don't be
think I'm
hurt.
hurt? I'm not hurt.
Don't be hurt.
Yeah, I'm not hurt.
I'm not the one to hurt.
No, I'm
you.
not hurt.
No, don't be hurt.
I'm not hurt. A chimpanzee. Can if a chimpanzee finds a nut,
Yes.
and it's like fucking what? Eat that nut? Too hard. Puts it in a stone. It learns how to use a tool.
Mhm.
With the pistachio nut, Californians, Iran, which is the enemy of America. What was Iran's largest export?
I've got a feeling it was pistachio. nuts.
Pistachios.
Yeah.
Geopolitics. So from the chimp just eating a nut
Mm-hmm.
and maybe picking it out its arse the following day. Human beings, geopolitical fucking warfare, where California grows pistachios largely to fuck the Iranians.
Okay.
And pistachios can't grow. So all this meltwater lakes and all the fucking residue that was left and all the silt makes California very fertile. But they're growing apricots, almonds, and fucking pistachios, which are the water hungriest bastards going.
Oh.
Get what the best crop for California is now. Be great for poppy fields. Arid.
Good heroin.
Yes, but they're growing
Wonderful.
pistachio. So I'd never thought of this way before. When America sells you pistachios, you know what it's really selling?
War.
Water.
Oh, water.
Because it's filling.
I was being more philosophical, but carry on.
It's selling you water.
Oh.
And pistachios are a terrible crop. And it's just getting worse and worse. And it says all the water courses in California, there's no fish in them. They're denuded. It's terrible. People really can't live there. It's fucking terrifying. They describe California, LA, as like terraforming. It's like
Oh, that's
it's like
interesting.
living on the fucking moon. Everything that gets there has to be sent there. It's fucking absolutely terrifying. But I'm
That's
not cynical.
But you're not cynical.
It was a nice podcast.
Rattle Badger.
Oh, has he got something? Okay.
Greetings, motherfuckers. Annie Lennox Badger here with musical question for you.
What's your thoughts on Annie Lennox?
She used to be great. You are the proclaimers. Which one of you and why? That's not. No, seriously. He's joking.
I've heard one's a wife beater. That would
Oh
be you.
God. You mentioned Kate Tunstall Buskin in a previous episode, and we're all familiar with Derek's feud with the Finn brothers fan base. Don't fucking mention it.
Oh no.
My real question is, what band, musician, Scottish or other, deserves more recognition and bigger slice of the fame pie, and who by contrast is overrated and can suck a sweaty pair of Mick Jagger's trousers? Right. Biffy Clyro. I don't know how international they are, but live they're fucking great.
They're good, but
Brilliant.
then did they not get really shit though?
I don't know.
They went that stadium thing.
I don't know, but they're live
Are they
great. They're
good?
messy. They're
Right. Yeah.
great.
They got involved with Simon Cowell,
What?
which is a poison chalice.
I don't understand that.
Because of that song.
The Vaselines.
What about I liked
Old band from the 80s, 90s. Fucking great.
I liked
National Treasure, Jimmy Somerville.
the Pastels,
Don't know them.
BMX Bandits.
I don't like them.
I like
They're not
BMX
for me. They're
Bandits.
good, but they're not for me. Hipsway from the 80s.
You know who's touring again?
Who?
Nazareth.
Oh my God.
Lead singer's long dead, but they're on the move.
But they're still going. They're that
Still
good.
going. You know who is
Emily
Lloyd? Is
Sandé.
Lloyd Cole Scottish?
Yes.
He's a dick.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, but didn't his brain fall out?
No, that was
Oh no, that
Edwin
was
Collins.
Edwin Collins.
Edwin Collins got a new album coming out.
He recovered.
Have you? Well,
And the lad.
have you
out
seen
of-
his song?
No, but the guitarist out of Texas, he had a brain aneurysm as well.
no
not to
wonder
li-
being in Texas.
God, I've got nothing wrong. Texas, I don't care how you feel about them. Listen to the Rick's Road album.
Why
Nothing
not?
after it.
No, they
1993.
just went on too long.
No, 1993.
Yeah.
This was their third album, Rick's Road. They recorded it in Rick's Road in Woodstock, New York.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
Still
And
got
I
that
don't think
Scottish
they
feel.
know how they made it that
Okay,
great.
Okay.
Even the B-sides on it,
Oh.
everything's great on it. It's really just a bit of album perfection. Then after that, don't listen to them.
Well, Edwin Collins, he's done a video which is wonderful,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just him on a hillside, and he's got his cane, and his speech is still impacted by the stroke he had. It was an aneurysm. wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
But he's singing away. It's
Great.
a big fan of him.
Emily Sandé, despite being from Aberdeen,
You like Emily Sandé?
she's got a beautiful voice.
But she did the worst song ever.
I
It's
don't
the
care.
worst lyric. I wish I was a punk rocker
No,
with flowers in my hair.
am I got the wrong person?
Oh no, Emily Sandys is a woman that was. She was the replacement Adele when Adele went away to get lipo.
I don't know.
Remember when Adele was big? And Adele's like, oh fucking, I'm no one doing stuff for a while. People's like, but we need more Adele. So then you got Sam Smith and Emily Sandys.
Emily Sandé.
But Emily Sandys is retired. She's drawn her head back in the shell. She's Scottish famous now.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
No, it's not the other one. That's Amy McDonald.
Oh
isn't
God,
it?
she was terrible.
She's terrible. No, it's Emily Sandé.
You
I
like
thought
Emily
she's great.
Sandys'
Great
voice?
voice.
You know what I think about her, and I'm meaning kind in this. I don't mean it to be horrible. She's a wonderful backing singer. She's somebody.
I know what you mean.
She's somebody that
I know
would
what you
go
mean,
on
but I
tour
think
with
she's
Tom
very good.
Jones and really eat up the stage.
That's probably where her career
I think she
will end
was.
up.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
one person who's very famous, but they don't get enough Scottish fame. David Byrne, Talking Heads. He's
Dave-
Scottish.
Yeah, Dave Byrne's good.
He's Scottish.
He
Nobody knows.
wouldn't describe him.
take.
He wouldn't even describe himself as a musician. He thinks he's a performance artist.
Last one, Stacey King. Morning, mofos. Today my son turned 18. I can't
Oh,
believe it, but
difficult.
somehow he made it. I'll be taking him out for his first pint on Sunday. Wish me luck. Dude, there's two things that have happened here. One, your son's 18 and there's a bit of pride. There's also a wee bit of sadness. Your wee boy's grown up. But that's wonderful. So all the best for him.
Well, you
That's
think
really
it's going
nice.
to be his first drink?
With his dad?
Well, you've not given him a wee can of beer.
It's not Dundee. They don't
Everybody
have,
has
they
a
don't
wee
have them
can
drink.
of
No,
beer.
they don't have them drinking from when they're
The
6.
French give them wine, watered down wine, from their 5.
No.
One of my best memories ever. When I
Okay.
turned 18, I went for a drink with my father and my granddad in the pub. That was nice. Very nice. Lovely. 3 generation.
I was 18 and I was camping on my
Uh-huh.
own. I took off camping.
Okay.
Right, okay. I've got something that's going to change your life.
Oh, well, let's see.
And I'm not joking. And it's 27 minutes. 27 minutes will change your life. Now, it's not how long I'm going to take to talk
Not
about
26 minutes, 27.
it. Not 28. 27 minutes.
I'm intrigued.
And
A
you're
little
gonna-
repulsed, but
No,
intrigued.
no, your life, you're going to thank me and hate me.
It's very unlikely.
You already do. But
Okay.
you're going to thank me more and hate me more for this. And
Okay.
everyone listening will be
Okay.
the same.
Okay.
Now, there's a lad called Justin Baldoni. Justin Baldoni's in a lot of trouble at the moment with Blake Lively.
Oh, he's a fud.
He's a fucking prick.
He's suing them for
There's-
satire.
And she was mentioned many times he was being... Now, she's a bit of a cunt, but it doesn't excuse bad behaviour.
I don't know. The thing is, no,
He's
people
terrible.
think she's a bit of a cunt, largely because he
'Cause of
did a
him.
campaign against
Right.
her. Yeah.
So, he's an awful person, a bit touchy, a bit inappropriate.
He
to
was
say.
doing the whole cock out thing like
Right.
Barrymore. Barryman.
Okay, an awful person.
Yeah.
It gets worse.
Hold on, but power dynamics. Why did he think? Because they're a fucking power couple,
Yeah.
and Ryan Reynolds is fucking billionaire.
No, I've got an answer. No.
No.
This is it. I've got the answer.
Is he? Why does he decide? He must be mad.
No, I've got the answer. I've got 27 minutes. And in 27 minutes, I saw something that he created. He done a video in 2011 called, I think it's The Proposal. I think it is.
He's no young, is he?
He's 40. But hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Just, you've got to hear what this is.
Okay.
He made a video
Uh huh.
of him proposing to his then girlfriend.
Oh, didn't last.
No, they're still together, got a couple of kids.
Oh,
Hold on.
That's unfortunate.
It's the most cringe-worthy, narcissistic, red flag-filled disaster clusterfuck of an embarrassment of cringe panic I've ever seen. I watched it, then I made my girlfriend... She says, I've got the sweats.
He made a short film of the proposal.
Yes, and my girlfriend's watching it, and she's got her headphones on, watching her tablet, and I heard her shout, "Don't do it, say no!" It was incredible. Now I'm going
Was
to
there
describe what
costume?
happens. I'm going to tell everyone to go and watch it, but listen to me first, then go and watch it. There's a quick rundown. The video was essentially all about him.
Uh huh.
So he's talking, and he knows he's handsome, so he's talking on the phone. saying,
Well,
"I'll-
is he?
Wait, hold
He's
on.
a shade.
No. He knows he's handsome.
He thinks.
It's right.
Okay.
We've got to look at this from the narcissist point of view. So he's on the phone, I'll be there soon. So it's hidden cameras, it's all set up. So this girl sits down, Swedish girl. She sits down, she says, "Oh, what's going on?" And so there's lights, this is very nice. And she's waiting. And then she goes, "Oh, that's Justin on the TV. What's going on?" So then begins a production that he's done where he's running to get there. Right, and then he goes on. Okay, I'll run it down. I'm getting excited. It's basically 27 minutes of red flags. So he gets on a journey, and this journey where he's wearing this shirt and tie, and it's all loose because he's handsome. But anyway, it starts off with him saying, "We've been together. You're amazing," and but he's all like, when he walks, he flexes.
Yeah.
Right, so. He goes on this journey, and then there's flash mobs, there's musical bits, there's singing, there's dancing, right? And then he eventually meets someone, and it's meant to be he meets himself, and this person gives him a briefcase, right? And he's running with his briefcase and stuff. Eventually, he gets to the cafe. What's in the briefcase? And essentially, like there's an engagement ring, but the way he describes it, all she wants is you. That's what's in the briefcase. That's the most important thing to her, is you. This whole video is about him. So much so, when he gets to the cafe, his family's waiting outside. And the mum and his sister are very enamoured with him. Very huggy, very holding on
Sexually.
to him. I'm not saying that. It just
Is he a Nepo baby, or is he?
No, I don't think so.
Has he got some money behind
But
him?
he
'Cause
refers to his...
This isn't come cheap.
He refers to his dad, his daddy, right? So he gets ready and he goes into the restaurant, the cafe. And she's there and she's like, oh, and by this point, she's been there 20 minutes watching him
She should have just got up and left.
be heroic.
Fuck.
So she goes in and he's filming. Now, she gets up to him, but she doesn't know there's cameras there. So she kind of blocks his shot. So he kind of maneuvers her so he can get his face shot. Right? And he starts going on about, he actually says, this is not a word of a lie, watch it. I know you hate that sort of thing. That video, it was just for me. He actually said he knows she hates that. That was just for me.
That's awful.
And then he goes on about, you made me a better man. I'm this, I'm that, I'm everything. Right? And his family walks in behind him, right?
Uh-huh.
And now her mum's in Sweden. And he says, I've got her on the Zoom
The
call.
Swedes are quite reserved.
I've got her on the Zoom call.
Oh,
Right? And he goes, oh, it's not going through. And then her mum appears.
fuck.
Right? And they're crying and that. And he says, and now I know your dad can't be here.
Because he's dead.
He's
We've
dead.
dug
No,
him up.
dude, you're right. Well, he didn't dig him up. He's dead. And he says, but I've got this video. He went to the grave. He went to the grave to ask permission to marry his daughter.
Fuck's
I
sake.
think he said yeah.
That's disgusting.
And
Just
I'm like,
Just a hand came out.
and I'm watching this, right?
Not.
So I'm shouting, don't do it. Say no, run out of there.
Not.
So, she's.
But
she
the
says
thing
yes.
is, any man who does a proposal like that is being a cunt.
Right,
Because
it
you're
was-
putting the woman in a position.
you-
Because
you have to
politeness
say-
means, can these guys that propose at a football stadium,
You're like, oh God, you got to
as
say.
a woman, get to say no? It's
Some
pressure.
famously have.
Yeah, good on them.
But, so it's this awful thing. So it's the most narcissistic.
Sounds like he's done that as like a kind of show reel for himself.
he can't
Is
act.
a film?
Hold on. You are so ahead. It's like you've almost made one of these videos.
Yeah.
You're so ahead. I'll
Yeah.
give you another point. I'll give
Okay.
you a credit.
Right.
Now, here's what happened. She says yes, and it ends. And it fades to white, and then up comes directed by, and him, and then produced by, then all the cast. It's on his IMDb.
So why?
It's on it. It's
thing is-
unbelievable.
The thing is, so
He put it out.
That film, which I've not seen with Blake Lively. Now, I watched the only film I've watched with Blake Lively
Mm-hmm.
is one where he crucifies a shark.
Oh yeah.
Or impales it. She's blandly Americanly attractive. She's the third member of a family. The Livelies have been trying to be famous for a long time.
Okay.
She's got siblings. I think they're Nepo babies. But she's a blandly attractive girl. No arse. Zero arse. Arseless.
Ah, we're all the same.
But why did they hook into this weirdo? Why did they allow? Because he's wrote the theme tune, sang the theme tune. It's his ego
He's
project.
1 inch away from being Neil Breen.
Okay, that project sounds like Tommy Wiseau.
But he works. You have to see it. It is so.
He's a guy.
He can't act.
When I first saw him, when he was making that film, you look at him and you go, "You're not a star. Why are you in this?"
Why are you here?
And then it said, "What's his thing?" He's directed.
So I
them.
think he has his own production company.
yeah,
and
it's
all this
terrible.
Sort of thing,
But why
right?
have they got involved with him?
I have no idea.
Do they not know?
They
Actors don't-
They never saw his proposal video.
No, they
Because
probably
if they
will.
did,
They
you
will.
go, what the fuck is this?
But
This is a
Reynolds,
man who wears a V-neck T-shirt. Do you know what I'm saying?
but Reynolds is fucking capable of shit like that. That thing they were doing for that fucking whatever film they were in. Fucking
You're running out.
Wolverine and Deadpool.
That wasn't
I'll
good.
never watch it
I
because they
watched it.
pushed the fucking shit
I
out of
watched
that.
it, and you know what?
Never watch it.
Nothing
I'll
happens. in
never
it.
watch it.
You know what would make it good?
Mhm.
If they had a story.
They don't need to. They just had them
There was
going
just,
about. It was
Oh,
terrible.
here's references.
Yeah, it's a fun. It was
2
they
hours
say,
of
They say
reference.
it's references from now. So
Yeah.
if you watch it in 6 months,
No,
it's dated as
you,
fuck.
you will miss out on bits.
Yeah.
It just
Ryan Reynolds is fine, but his shtick's just
he
tiring.
plays
tiring.
Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds in everything.
Yeah, just a
It's
wealthy
just-
guy. He's Canadian. Who
just
cares?
tiring.
Don't like his product.
Isn't he
very
from
much.
Regina?
Yeah.
Sounds like. Anyway,
I have cousins from Regina, and I honestly thought it was vagina. Oh, but by the way, as well, I discovered something the other day,
Yes.
and I thought of. You see, I don't things I like about this.
Oh God.
It's the reliable perversion of Chris Shadowlands.
Oh, you
and
will not
often-
let you down.
Often, when I'm going through my life now, I think, I wonder what Chris Shadowlands would think of this.
I think that a lot.
It's
I
a
know what
thing
to
called
avoid.
a vajankle.
See, you are
Do you know what a
attracted to it.
vajankle is?
I can't imagine.
A Mr. In Between,
Okay.
Gaz's mate.
Yeah.
He says, I need you to go to my house because his wife's a lesbian now. So he goes and picks up a package and he opens it up. And it's like a fleshlight, but it's not. It's a vajankle. And a vajankle is a sex toy for feet fetishists. So it's a foot, a severed foot, but at the ankle, it's not bone and gristle. It's a vagina. So you can wank into it
I
while
know
playing
exactly
with the toes.
The,
A vajankle.
I would say usually you're a disgusting pervert.
Yeah.
But you're right. Chris would
That
love
was
that.
the most Chris thing I
That's
think
the
I've ever
most-
seen.
Yeah.
He could be painting the nails of it while wanking.
I would have
into
to
it.
have hair on it.
Have to be a hairy leg.
It would
Clearly.
have to be a hair.
It would have to be a big calloused male foot.
Oh, wonderful.
Imagine if you could get a big foot,
Mm-hmm.
big hairy arse, big foot, but this size. Harry and the Hendersons.
Mm-hmm.
Could you get the costume
I suggest
and you
if
just vajankled
you're
it?
going down a route that I went down once
Uh-huh.
because I heard about it. There was an American politician that was exposed. I can't remember
for
any of the details.
vajankles?
No, for writing Bigfoot porn. And I went, What? Who? So I looked into Bigfoot. The Bigfoot
What do you mean,
smut
You
scene.
looked into Bigfoot porn.
It's all.
So
there's
you
tons
watched
of it.
Bigfoot
No,
porn?
no, no. It's written.
Okay.
Go and read some of it.
I think
It's not just the porn.
there's a
There's
theory.
a world they
There's
open
a
up to you.
theory that it was the death of David Bowie brought down the apocalypse. And this
New
is all
Kids on the
war.
Block. I told you.
I think it's fan-based stuff. The internet filled, like, you think some of the biggest movie properties were all based around just women flicking the bean.
Oh,
I remember one time when I was a kid going
You're
to
quite the romantic.
going to a public toilet, and there was a piece of paper, and it was like a dirty scenario.
And someone had carried that around with them.
Somebody dropped it, and it was a dirty scenario, but very strange.
Listen, I'm a boy. I'm known to wank. I like a wank, but I'm not fucking carrying a book around with me to read.
Big food porn. So there's people watching Harry and the Hendersons and going,
Yes. That's been mentioned and that's been rewritten.
well, famously, there's a famous French sculpture, and it's when they first discovered gorillas,
Mm-hmm.
they took one back. They immediately shot it. The Victorians took it back. So a famous sculpture. It's a gorilla, very fucking dramatic pose, and it's got a woman,
Mm-hmm.
a naked, fucking there's a tit showing, and the whole thing was these gorillas like are raping women and stealing them and that.
Yeah, it's
But a gorilla's
nonsense.
got a tiny little
Yeah.
pecker.
Well, here's
They're
the,
incapable of rape.
here's the thing. Do you think you're going to enter this world where it's just basically sex offenders writing stuff?
Yeah,
It's mainly women
yeah,
and it's romance
yeah. There'll
with a
be
bit of smut in the middle.
There'll be.
It's weird.
I'm guessing there'll be women
Mm-hmm.
who have written sex fantasies about Ian Huntley.
Oh, yeah, of course.
There'll have been women.
I'm
when-
going to give you an
Who
example.
was that guy that broke into folks' houses? That very demonic guy with the bad teeth.
Oh,
Richard
yeah,
Ramirez.
Oh, he had women everywhere.
Queuing up to see him.
I'm going to give you an example of one of the books that I've not read a book, but I've read little bits of it.
Snippets.
A woman-
One-handed. Quite a light book.
This is the way the books are. Yeah, they're maybe
Pamphlet.
500 pages at the most.
That's all you need.
Right.
That's all you
She was standing. She lives in the woods. She moved there not that long. So she was making some food at the kitchen counter.
Oh,
And it goes into the detail of she was clearly hungry when she.
yeah.
So you get like
Hungry and horny.
2 pages of recipe.
Yeah.
And once she puts it in the oven to cook
Bit of knitting.
for 45 minutes at 200 degrees,
Uh-huh.
she looks up and out the window, movement.
Oh.
And that's the book. Her eating and her fucking a Bigfoot. And most of them are like that. Most of them are like that. I knew someone who was done fan fiction.
Well, there was all that Buffy stuff.
Was there fan fiction on that as well?
But it's all like the male leads fucking. It's
Yeah,
gay
that's
porn written
gay
by
porn.
straight women.
So, now I know someone
Uh-huh.
who is involved in the gay written smut scene.
Uh-huh.
and it's a long story. But anyway, I forgot where it was because I said gay porn.
A
smart.
woman.
I got excited.
A woman.
My mind had just cleared.
You're going on about Bigfoot's cock.
Oh no, it's all gone. I think you know what, and now I'm
You
reflecting
don't need to
on
really
what
go
I've
into
said.
too much detail.
Now I've reflected on
You've-
what I've
you've
said.
admitted-
I think I should end it there.
You've admitted what you said to me
Yeah.
before you lost your mind. You said you've
think
got
you just ended it.
a bookshelf just right next to your bed,
I
and
read
there's a
them online.
considerable amount
I read them online.
of you've had them leather
What
bound.
I will say,
See if you're getting a Bigfoot porn book
yeah,
like covered, you'd have it in fur, wouldn't you?
that would be good. But here's what I would say:
And you know the bookmark, just a Bigfoot's foreskin.
something that I think you would appreciate about this Bigfoot smut.
Let's hear it.
The covers that are done for it are
Uh-huh.
like some pupil in 6th year,
Right, okay.
and they're all but very 2D, very flat.
Is
and
there
used oil paints?
is there
They're kind of
the
wonderful.
big feet women
Yeah,
have naked breasts or hairy tits? Because a cow,
they're hairy. I've seen the video,
well, they wouldn't be.
but they are.
A cow's hairy, but its udders have hair
But
free.
these ones
Have
have
you
hair.
seen a chimp's tits?
Yeah, but these ones have hair. I've seen the video.
Interesting. That wouldn't work.
Do you know the Gimli? Is it Gimli video? The famous Bigfoot video?
Gimli.
Is it
What,
Gimli?
the dwarf?
Gimli something. I
Lord
can't
of the
remember the
Rings.
guy's name. It's something like that, right?
Uh-huh.
And he done the video. He was up in the woods,
Oh, the gorilla walking
Yeah.
away.
and he done the guy. Now,
It's a guy in a gorilla suit.
yeah, but do you know what happened before that? Him and some other people were raising money to make a film about Bigfoot,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
and they'd already got costumes and stuff, but they run out of money, and nobody ever brings that up. They were making a film about
Because
Bigfoot.
they're being willfully stupid. I was listening to a podcast last
Ghibli.
night about that Rendlesham, and I'm like, that, you duplicitous, fakey bastards. You know this is bullshit.
That Colonel,
They describe it
Halt.
as the UK's Roswell.
yeah, the Colonel Halt, who had the recording, he would
Yeah.
record everything, and he was out. He hasn't released it all,
No.
and he only releases edited bits. Just release the whole
Easy
tape, mate.
money.
Easy
The thing
money.
is, before,
40
it was such
years
a
they've been
niche thing. You could make a nice little earner on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it now. Somebody's going to show up at your house.
Someone's going to, yeah, it's very
Serious.
strange.
It's not.
I
right.
was listening
I see
to,
that guy in Pizzagate. He shot himself. He got shot by the police.
Yeah, and a police, he's not a normal person.
No.
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and someone said, you know, I'm fucking
Were you
sick
doing?
of.
Were you listening to it because you're doing research and you love this podcast?
No,
We
I
try
was,
and prove.
no, I was wearing a Bigfoot outfit,
Okay.
and I was listening to it, and someone said, you know what I'm fucking sick of? Remember when UFOs were fun and innocent? It's
Yeah.
not just us, mate.
The
I think we're the silent majority.
yeah.
And by silent, I mean noisy.
There's a few podcasts I listen to,
Yeah.
and I like it. I like the ghost stuff. But what I'm not getting, you're saying I'm being cynical. I used to be able to just listen to them and
No, you're not
enjoy
being
them.
cynical about this. You're
And
not.
the problem, a lot of volunteers see UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing better to do, lazy cunts. But they've no money, don't get paid. It was Ghost Once, Uncanny. It's a BBC one, and you have to listen to these people's stories,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all quite engaging. And they've got like there's a lassie called Evelyn Hollow. Look her up, Evelyn Hollow. She's
Okay.
got a certain something.
Oh.
Love to get her as a guest on here. She'd be great.
Oh.
Scottish lassie, great gothic girl. So she's the believer.
Okay.
And then there's another guy, and he's the kind of cynical. He's the fucking expert. He kind of says, "Oh, it's gas or it's mental illness and all this." They never say to the person, "You're just lying, aren't you?"
Yeah, you're just full of shit.
Because you're not allowed to say that.
There's a young guy I watch, British guy, and he does UFOs, and he's made his money from it.
Yeah,
And you can see the change in him.
right.
And what happens is he was dead energetic and stuff like that. And then a video comes up, and it's clearly someone shooting up to a helicopter. You can see his blades, you can hear it, and they're going. And you see him going like this, and he looks at the video and he goes,
Yeah.
well, that's the green lights people have been talking about. Who knows what this is? But
He
you could see his
knows.
eyes.
so he's
he
to
just went,
maintain the bullshit
oh,
because it's all bullshit. How
It's all
come everyone's got phones now? Is it what?
now,
Why is there no Loch Ness monster shit anymore?
I showed you pictures
Yeah.
of something I took, a
Yeah.
little video. You
Yeah.
went, that's weird as fuck. But
Mm-hmm.
I used to see from where I lived
Yeah.
clear over to Fife.
Yeah.
And you'd see these lights
All
coming
kinds
over
of
Dundee,
things,
all
fine.
things. But do you know when it did stop? when our biggest defensive air base in Europe closed,
Yeah.
and then I wouldn't see any of these weird
No.
lights. It just stopped.
Like those drones, Chelsea drones.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you look into it carefully, they're still going. The planes are still landing at the airport.
But there was a frenzy,
A frenzy.
and then it stopped.
But
I
then
drive. Human beings are fucking crazy.
there was one where they said, we'll have this new footage just come in. It's on the news. We've had this new footage come in. We don't know what's going on. No one's given any answers. This is ridiculous. But we're going to look at this footage right now from someone who's seen it hovering just over their house. So you can see landing lights coming towards the house. And someone's going, Jesus is coming back. Oh, Jesus, speak to me, Jesus. I'm sure you'll have your religion, but this was not the best person to maybe.
No.
Oh my God. But yeah, it was just a bit of hysteria. And that was more interesting. I really enjoyed the hysteria.
It blows
But
up
I did
and then
see
it just-
something
yeah.
that gave me it filled my heart with joy. And someone quietly in New Jersey is out the back.
With a dildo tied to a drone.
No, they had a clear balloon about this big,
Uh-huh.
a bit of string, and you know that one of the balloons that you fold,
Yeah.
like that, clear,
Uh-huh.
with LED lights, right, with stickers, doot, 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 just let it go. And they'd done it in silence, and I went, oh,
Some albatross is going to eat that and die.
beautiful. I thought it was beautiful. It was a moment of
Those
just,
Chinese lanterns are fucking awful.
oh, you don't see them often now.
No, people
The-
let them off.
you don't see
they,
them
They still
much.
do that, like baby reveals, gender reveal things.
You
Human
don't see-
beings, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. 2025. I'm just tired. Shelley really hit me hard. Shelley, the child killer. I keep waiting. She's went a bit quiet, Shelley. I think she's been getting a lot of negative energy.
Shelley the child killer.
Her son died.
Oh, yeah. You told me to
But
go
we're
and
the
look,
same here.
and I went and
Remember
looked.
that poor laddie that was across somewhere and he fell down a ravine?
Yeah.
And all the bullshit. And that poor woman that drowned, she was alcoholic and she drowned.
Yeah.
Bully, was it?
Yeah.
And the folk were crawling all over that place, harassing the family for months and months and months. And then it just stops. It's people playing with folks' lives.
And
for
what
a
was the most
chuckle.
disgusting thing about, well, there was a lot of disgusting things about that bully case, but one of them is the person who actually found the body
Right.
was a medium. And he went to the area and says, oh, I knew, I was guided. He'd been walking up and down for hours and someone was going to find the body at some point.
And all the characters that
Awful.
came out, that diver guy who was just a fanny.
Yeah.
All these people.
The police
D-
can't do
Dundee's
it, only
closest-
I can.
The closest I've ever been to that hysteria was the dog that went missing in Balgy Hill. And people were doing vigils. It went down a hole after a rabbit
Fucking hell.
and died.
Yeah.
That's all that happened. And they were convinced it was alive. And people were saying it's living with the foxes now. It's become a fox. And it was all
Right.
lies. And all these women were going up there. They were wanting that hill open all the time. They were up there. They were shouting. Bella. It was Bella the dog.
Okay.
And they got these dog hunters who find lost dogs. And they were in. And they were weird. They can't just be dog hunters. There was more to them. It was crazy. And it just got mad. And it went on for 3 years.
Well,
And then
that's
it just
insane.
eventually ran out of steam.
Well, like
Because they
happened
moved on to someone else.
with the Highland cow in Charleston, and I've talked about it plenty here, and it's funny. It's a
Yeah,
funny story,
Hysteria.
but it happened.
Yeah, hysteria.
It's a funny story, but people closed their curtains,
Yeah.
keep the kids in.
Yeah.
There wasn't a rabid Highland
No,
cow,
No. People are very gullible.
and
If Paul
like I
just took
said
a
to you though,
second,
it's so strange because Charleston's there, and on the other side, Butter's Lawn, and it's a road twice the width of this room. And on one side, people were hiding. On the other side, they're going, that's fucking crazy.
jeez.
It was divided
Was there
by a
power
road.
lines down one side?
There was a lot of power lines. Where it actually all
Again,
started,
power lines that used to hum, sizzle in
Right.
the rain.
I think I've put the picture up before,
Uh-huh.
but the playground I was at this substation,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And your zip
Um,
used to vibrate.
yeah.
You would feel the electricity
Yeah.
on
Oh,
your
no,
zip on your top. And sometimes people's hair would stand on end, or you would see like there was swings and that, and they would glow. You would see glowing around it.
I think there's a lot of people, anything like that, they like because they think, is this going to get out of hand? They try and stir the pot, get
Mhm.
people out in the streets angry. It's like the fire thing in LA. There's folk clearly looting. They've caught a few people who are trying to light more fires.
Well, I saw a
they
video.
just want
The
chaos.
guy's just burning and
They want
yeah, they
chaos.
kick the fuck out of him.
Yeah,
like that.
it's human beings are people's motives are very strange.
People can be strange, but
Yeah, all people are strange.
the hysteria
There's
thing.
not normality is not a thing.
Wasn't that just inevitable with the way like the internet is and the way like social media and that hysteria like that's just going to happen over the silliest thing?
Well, I listen to an
It's-
interesting
it's-
thing.
it's going to happen again.
The Millennium Bug.
Yeah,
And in the stroke of midnight, they thought everyone's going to go fucking crazy.
yeah.
And planes are going to fall out of the sky, and computers are going to destroy the
I was
world.
disappointed that didn't happen.
But there's a theory
I had a penknife.
that actually computers have destroyed the world. The internet kind of has.
I can
A
understand
lot of
that,
the problems we're in, which are long lasting. I don't know a solution to a lot of this madness that's going on. It's the computer. It's fucking crazy. The internet is fucking
Well,
crazy.
that's I've
And where's
said
where's
this.
the solution?
I've said this before. When new technology comes in, people are very scared of it. Remember, it was video nasties. It was tabletop
but video
gaming,
nasties,
video games.
but none of those things really fucked you up.
No, they didn't. That's the whole point. But people reacted badly at first, so you would ban them.
Yeah,
If you played Dungeons and Dragons, if you video games, whatever.
yeah,
But then when social media came in, there was no reaction. Everyone went, "This is great," and they invited it in.
yeah.
And only in hindsight,
And-
we're going, "What a fucking
But
mess!"
I don't see a
what
way
a
out
mess.
because folks no got abandon it,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no going to be. You can't legislate or you can't control it.
But
So
I'm
what-
definitely
what-
at the point now. Any news article I see,
no, you can't believe anything
because like that, say we were both Daily Mail readers,
yeah.
right? And we're regular readers.
Mm-hmm.
Your headlines won't match mine.
No,
And it's tuned to your reaction, your
Yeah.
anger. Fuck, what's this?
yeah,
That's crazy.
it's fucking
It's
insane.
dangerous.
So where's the solution?
But say even if it was all true, say if every article was true,
Mhm.
they're tuning it to your negative side.
Yeah,
So you're only going to see
but
the
has
world in a certain
anybody?
way.
Have you heard any of these great thinkers? Have you heard anybody given a kind of cohesive, rational, workable way of fixing the problem?
No, the only thing I'm thinking now
Is
is that this fervour, this heat will burn itself out.
don't know if it will,
I think
because
people
you say
get
it keeps feeding into people.
yeah, but I think
You've
people
said
get
you
bored.
can't.
with-
You switch off technology, you'll struggle.
I've exaggerated.
But you'll struggle a wee bit. But there's people who will not just struggle; they cannot.
Okay,
So they will.
I say a lot for the show.
You've got to
And
bits where no. But
I'll be honest.
I'm not saying. But there's people that have reached the stage of internet
Mhm.
that it's worse than any cigarette, and they're not going to be able to give it up.
Well, I understand that, but me, I am constantly online for work.
Yeah.
If you take work out of it,
You'd be on less.
no, I probably wouldn't touch it
Okay.
at all.
Okay.
At all.
But there's people who live purely
Because
online.
it give me more time to,
Yeah.
and this is going to sound really horrible, but it give me more time to do art that I do for myself and enjoy.
Yeah.
Because I've got back to going out and taking pictures.
Right. Okay.
I'm not taking pictures for money for
No,
people
no,
to.
no.
I'm just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
And
But
there's no
it's got
internet.
but it's not just because we're old. We're analog people, really. But
Yeah,
the
to a
young
degree.
people who've just had 100%.
Yeah,
from
it is a
birth.
worry. But no, I do exaggerate. But I love these things, and I love access to like phones and computers because they make, when I do things like art or
Yeah.
anything, make it easier.
But
It makes it easier.
internet-
It's cheaper.
the
It's,
internet.
you know.
You could do stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then the internet, you could put your stuff out there, and you'd hear back,
Yeah.
and you felt like there's a bit of community. It's very difficult to get anything out in the noise.
Yeah, that's right. There's too
no
much.
responses now.
Yeah.
Like Twitter's just nothing. You don't hear
Yeah.
back from anything. It's just all a bit shit.
Well, it's happened with my business, which is just on its
I don't
arse
know
at the
about
moment.
Instagram. Is that much?
Don't know.
Do people
Don't
get?
know.
If you're an artist on Instagram, does it help?
But like that, the amount of say where I sell, the shops have doubled.
Right.
Well, they haven't. It's
No.
bullshit shops have doubled.
Okay.
So it's harder for genuine shops to be seen within the mess, and that's the same as your voice or anything. And what has to happen? All the bullshit, all the bots, all the
Yeah, yeah.
everything. There has to be a solution to that to clear that shit out.
No, but there could be
There's
a
just
solution to
people.
that, but they don't want to because it makes them money.
Yes.
But
that's
this
it.
Trump thing with the inland revenue, he wants
Mm.
the external revenue.
I saw that.
But that doesn't work.
No, right, okay.
But America's going to suffer.
I know Trump listens to this. So you're wanting to put the external revenue,
It's-
which is 10%.
The way he's behaving, there's a good chance he does.
Now, a lot of my items go to America.
Right,
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them up by 10% to cover
Right.
this cost.
right.
The only person who's going to be paying that 10%
Is the American.
is the Americans. Now, America is an international entity.
Mhm.
You're importing your stuff from different countries. You can't just say, well, we're going to do it here. You've built a whole country. Every country's like that on other countries.
It's all intertwined, man.
So what you need to do is have good trade deals. It's not about making money. It's about allowing Americans to buy things cheaper, easier, all this sort of thing. The same as British people buy things internationally cheaper and easier. And then trade increases, and then your taxes increase.
Yeah.
But to do it in external revenue, it's got a stupid name as well.
That's well.
But he'll listen to this. I know he does. But the only people that are going to suffer is American people.
Americans, yeah.
And that's not
Well, he's
fair.
already said to them,
That's
he's
ridiculous.
already said to them, there's nothing I can do about your grocery shopping prices.
So that's something that he was saying he was going to do something. Now
he
he
said,
can't.
no, he can't. Not going to be able to do anything about that. It's sad.
It's sad because, you know,
And I can imagine being in America and all you could eat was American chocolate and American cheese.
it's
Disgusting shit.
Yeah, it's not great.
Disgusting
It's not great.
shit.
I have to admit that. It's not good.
It's not
Although
good.
I like the Hershey's cookie and cream.
I'm not a Hershey's fan. The only American
Not the normal
thing,
stuff, but the cookies
I
and cream.
don't mind an Oreo cookie with a glass
That's nice.
of milk. Other stuff, I'm not a fan.
I like that. I
Yeah.
caused a cultural international incident
Oh,
because when I went to America, I'd never had an Oreo.
yeah.
I'd never had one. I don't buy biscuits, so I went,
Oh.
okay. So I got one. Oh, that's nice. And I bit into it.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. Apparently, you're meant to twist it, rub
Lick,
it on your ear,
lick.
put it on your nipples, throw
Lick.
one across the room,
Have you had
juggle
those? They're an Australian thing. They're like a tube filled with chocolate, and you're supposed to use it as a straw.
it. People
suck,
cut that.
suck your tea up. Don't you dare! I won't like
So,
it.
ladies and gentlemen, please go and look at.
I feel empty because I've gushed so much.
But you haven't
I
gushed.
just gushed.
You don't gush.
I feel like I've been turned inside out.
You haven't gushed.
I'm like, I feel prolapse. Can you get a full body prolapse?
Justin Baldoni, I think his name, Baldoni. Go and check his 27 minutes
no.
thing. It's fucking. There's a scene
She must have known.
where he goes to a radio
not been
station
surprised.
and he's about to ask her to marry him on the radio, but then the mic stopped working and everyone's acting. The sweat. That, what do we call that heat? What was that heat we called it? We changed the name of it. You get from cringe.
Yeah, a
That
beamer.
is no. We renamed it someone.
Oh,
It's terrible. It's worth watching.
a Shadowlands.
Ladies and gentlemen, join us on Patreon for as low as $2, where you can see the full video version of this. And what I have to agree with Goron is
It's a wonderful,
beautiful studio.
beautiful studio.
Beautiful
Top,
studio.
top,
And we've
top
got
5.
Lots of room here where people can come and
What's,
sit.
what's better than this?
And
Who's
I
got
bought
better-
extra mics.
Who's got a better studio?
Not Joe Rogan's.
No shit.
It's terrible.
Anybody's got a better one.
We've
There's a
got a
guy
nice
called
studio.
John Gadget.
Mm-hmm.
Does gadgets, as the name would suggest.
Okay.
Very wealthy man. Does gadget. His backdrop's quite nice. Quite
Now,
like that.
on this side, we have a curtain, and it's a blackout curtain.
Oh.
And I got these because it's just a plain wall, and it gives it this sense of depth if you have a curtain.
Okay.
And it helps with the sound as well. But I didn't do this colour because of Joe Rogan. I done it because the blue ones that I liked were £20 more per curtain
For blue.
for blue. So I was like, fuck
Is that
that.
a more
I'm
expensive
getting the rust.
dye? Because the blue used to be lapis,
On
wasn't
Amazon,
it? Or
if you
Beatles.
get the curtains like this, they're all different prices. So the more popular ones cost a lot.
Mate, I told you before, don't get involved with Big Curtain.
Big curtain. They know what you like.
Big Curtains. I had
Grey.
a girlfriend called Big Curtain.
Grey. Now, I had the grey one there,
Uh-huh.
right? That's smaller than these
Oof.
and was still £20 more because they know you like
Wild.
grey.
Wild.
And I thought, you bastard, but I really wanted one.
Bastard. I'd like that in a paisley pattern.
That's too much.
Are you sure?
That's too much.
Never too much.
That's too much.
We are maximalists, not
I think-
minimalists.
Well, I think we've got a lot going on here.
There's a
There's
lot
fuss-
going on.
There's a lot going
There's
on.
a fucking lot going on.
Oh, shit, I didn't press record. Only joking. Ladies and
What
gentlemen.
a son of a bitch.
Your head snapped. No.
Oh, no. I wouldn't
Ladies
be,
and gentlemen.
I wouldn't be. I'd be walking away.
You'd be
today.
walking away.
Wouldn't be reading
Wouldn't do that again.
No.
And-
So thanks, Goldberg.
Yeah, you caused something.
You know there's
An international incident.
I watched as I said Goldberg loses on golf course And I thought, I want to see this. But it must be hard when in her steroid days. She's a massive wrestler guy.
Yeah.
The
she's
women we
changed.
saw was very different.
No, you can't keep on those steroids. That's a back to normal.
Massive guy. And he threw a guy into a bunker.
Oh.
Tossed
tossed
a
him
man
off
right
in-
off.
Into a bunker. Until
Yeah.
next time. Laters. No.
Ta-da!
No.
Enthusiasm.
No.
Ta-ta!
And timing as well. Until next time. Laters.
Ta-da!
It was good enough.
Almost.
Good enough.
That'll do.